Hello everyone and welcome to this week's energy update. My name is Rebecca.meisl. If you are new to my podcast, welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is when I tune into the energies of the week and channel any important messages and guidance that I receive from my guides to you for your week ahead. So I hope you guys are enjoying these readings as much as I do. So without further ado, let's dive in. This week we've got a beautiful week of really cultivating harmony and oneness, finding this grounded peace and stability in life, which really allows us to be living a life of love. So I'm really excited to tune in and to relay these messages. So let's get to it. So what channeled first was release what you don't know. Confusion, be gone, driving you to frustration and doubt. It is time to let your soul sing, to discover what sets your soul on fire. Purpose, divinely guided. Quest of the heart for love, for that is the only truth that connects us all. We are all one through love. Where can you connect more with the power of one? So let's pause here. This was so amazing. I loved how this came through so strongly in the channeling. And this energy is very potent. So this week we might get illumination to where we've actually disconnected from oneness, where we've been looking at things very linearly as opposed to seeing the connection between all things and all situations and all people and connections in your life. So what I was really getting is we might have some bits and pieces in life right now that are a little bit lost or kind of shrouded in a fog. They're kind of showing me like a little bit of a confusion energy here. So some of us might have been like, I'm in this new chapter, and with this new chapter, there's new challenges, there's new things to face, and they're kind of showing me someone being a little bit pouty over it, like kind of like, now I've got this to deal with, and right when I thought I was making this big progress or big leap, now there's more things for me to learn, or there's more things that are needing to be dealt with or looked at. And they're kind of just showing me someone kind of just being, like, here we go again. And it can be hard, especially when we're starting new things, to have the confidence to move forward regardless and to give ourselves this peace throughout it, this acceptance throughout it. And that's what they're really showing me is like, just come down from that confusion. Let it go. There might be things that we're trying to figure out, we're trying to get answers to, but I'm really hearing this week is we have to just let that confusion go, because it's only looping this cycle of frustration and irritation. And they're showing me that, like just this frustrated energy of perhaps feeling stuck. So what we're getting called to do is to shift our attention this week. So we had a huge energy reading last week, all about the law of attraction, all about what we're focusing on, where we're putting our energy every single day. And some of us once more need that wake-up call to be like, okay, let's stop focusing on what's so frustrating right now and what's irritating or confusing us right now. And let's put all that energy that we're tuning into that area into the things you actually want, into the things that actually do bring you joy and light you up. So it's amazing this shift that starts taking place this week because we're learning to do that. And they're actually showing me this cultivation. It's so cool. They're showing me like the farm and like cultivating the land and the little flowers and the little seeds blooming, because it's like, oh, we're giving them the love and the care. Whereas before we might have been like, it's not growing, it's not working. And then before we know it, the more we just focus on the love and the nurturing and cultivation part of things, the shift happens. And that's exactly what they're showing me, is we're learning how to be incredibly conscious in what we are manifesting. We're learning how to be incredibly aware of our souls now and what actually brings us the joy as opposed to not. So no matter what situation you're in, and they are kind of showing me a sticky situation. So maybe if you're in a sticky situation, can you try your best this week to shift the energy along, to move the energy along? And they're actually showing me that being critical this week. So if you are someone who does energy work, or you know someone who does energy work, or looking into ways you can actually shift things energetically, it's going to be wonderful. So they're actually kind of showing me, if you do Reiki yourself, sending Reiki to the situation, or sending Reiki to this place of, say, work or employment, or this conflict or this confusion. And they're actually showing me it making all the difference, because you're shifting the confusion energy and the negativity that we've been funneling into that situation. And now we're learning to funnel in love. So imagine the shifts that's going to change, that take place when we shift the energy like that. So I'm really hearing, for those of you who are energy workers, work with the energy towards this situation. Work with the energy of your body. Work with the energy of your place of employment or your home. You know, if you're not able to do energy work on your own, asking someone to help you to do that. The other option here too is just clearing the space. So they're actually showing me a bit of home clearing. So doing a deep spring clean, you know, that in itself can move the energy along and once more change the energy. So at least we're doing something that can help us make room for new, because every time we let go of something, we make room for something to replace it. And that's what they're kind of showing me, is getting in this habit of like releasing what doesn't serve you, changing the energy towards things that don't serve you, that annoy you, that frustrate you, because we're human and it's gonna happen. So they're just showing me, take control. How can you be the leader in your life no matter where you are in the journey, and how can you shift the energy along? Because no matter what happens, there's always going to be those spaces and parts in life that aren't perfect. But how can we adjust our attitude? How can we adjust the energy? What are things we can do to make a positive change? And what is really coming through here is really focusing the attention on what you love. What makes your soul sing? And how can you do it often? Okay, so they're actually showing me prioritize. Look at your schedule. How often are you doing the things that make your soul sing? How can you make sure you are doing it? So it's really funny. They're actually showing me someone who's been stuck and been held back in offering their services. Now, this might be I'm just going to use the situation here. So say you're a light worker and you offer, say, okay, let's use energy work. So you do Reiki or you do readings, and say you've just been like not getting clients, or you haven't been able to do what you love. Okay, so however this applies to you, and you're just like, man, I just want to do what I love, but I just don't have the clients right now, or I just don't have the income coming in right now to do it. And they're just kind of like, well, how can you do it anyway? So they're kind of showing me, some of us have been hung up on the money or on the lack, whatever is lacking, the people, the opportunities. They're like, make your own opportunities. And they're kind of showing me someone, once again, getting in the saddle and being like, you know what? I'm in the driver's seat. I'm going to lead my way forward. So they're showing me a pioneer spirit. So how can you just do it because you love it, instead of waiting on the perfect circumstance, waiting on the perfect aligned situations? Instead of waiting until you get the income, what are ways you can do this for yourself? And start, because they're kind of showing me, once again, the law of attraction here. The more you're in the energy, the more you're doing it every day, the more you're doing what you love. What is that going to do for you? It's going to build up this energy of freedom, of love, of joy and satisfaction and fulfillment, as opposed to going lack. This isn't working. I don't have the support. I don't have what I need. We're shifting the energy. So I'm just hearing, if you love something, just do it. You don't need necessarily anything else to do what you love. So find a way, okay? And they're really showing me like when you're doing something you love, you're not even thinking about the money. You're not even thinking about the lack. You're not thinking about all this other stuff. You are in the energy of just love and satisfaction. So once again, we're getting this very strong reminder this week, like life is short in this earthly incarnation. So don't waste time, worrying over what's not happening, what's not working. Focus on what can work now. What can you do now? How can you be in this energy of love regardless of your circumstances, regardless if things aren't moving along as planned, regardless if things aren't happening the way you envisioned them? This is where the real training begins, because they're showing me someone who's so capable. And there's an anger at the world, there's an anger at the universe for not delivering what they need. And I'm just kind of hearing this is a lesson that some of us have been needing to learn, is just to do it regardless. Even if things aren't going as planned, do it. Do it because you love it. Stop focusing on what's not working and focus on what is, what you can do now. So this is what's so beautiful, is like what channeled here. It's time to let your soul sing, to discover what sets your soul on fire, okay? And this is dropping us into purpose, and it's dropping us into these divinely guided actions, okay? Because I'm really seeing some of us have been majorly overcomplicating things. We've been majorly overthinking things, strategizing, doing all this stuff. They're showing me someone like working on a business very diligently. So however this applies to you, perhaps this is the timelines we talked about last week, where it's like, we got to just let that go. So where have we been nitpicking life and expecting life to go according to plan? And where do we just need to go, screw it, screw the plan, I'm just doing this because I love it. And they're showing me your energy becomes magnetic. You just start creating the opportunities because you're stepping in to your abundance. And you're not letting anything hang you up anymore. And this is what's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is really dropping in. So this is like absolutely amazing what we are accomplishing this week when we just take our power back and we're like, screw the rules of life. I am going to do this my way, and I'm going to just be so authentic. Every action I take is doing it because I want to do it. Everything I do is because I love to do it. And they're just showing me you're no longer getting hung up. Like you're not going to be held back anymore. They're even showing me this situation, and I'm drawing this out a bit, but this is a message for someone specific, so I'm going to say it. Someone or some situation that some of us are in is we've been waiting on another person to give us the okay. All right, so if this is you, this is your message today. Don't wait. Don't wait on others to give you what you need. Don't wait on other people to provide you the okay or give you the permission, or because they're kind of just showing me like this person, I'm waiting on this person before I can step forward. They're like, no. Cut that off. You don't need this other person. You don't need this other situation that you're hoping to get from this. They're like, look at where you're actually being hung up, even by your hopes and dreams a little bit of this dependent energy of like, well, I want someone else to deliver this for me, or I want someone else to give me the permission to move forward. They're like, no. Honor your divine inner knowing. Honor your sacred self. There's so much this week about trusting your inner compass, trusting your intuition. So if this applies to you, take this as your message this week. Don't wait anymore. You have everything you need to start. You have everything you need to be doing what you love. So why aren't you doing it? Why are you waiting? Literally look at your reasons, and they're actually showing me it might be a very good practice this week to do that. Write down your reasons of why you're not doing what you love. And really look at them. Be like, are these legitimate excuses for me to stop doing what I love? Because I'm hearing there's absolutely zero reason why we should not be doing what we're wanting to do. So this is your green light, my friends. This is your go ahead. And all of this is divinely led. So this is a quest of the heart. Now this was so beautiful because they were showing me someone who's been looking for love, okay? Looking for love in all its forms. Like, okay, so this is going deeper here, but those of you who are listening and listening regularly to these energy updates, you guys are very, very accelerated in your growth. And I knew this. When I started doing my energy updates, I was getting that the people that would be drawn to listen to these updates would be people who were spiritually evolved, who were ready to receive these messages. So if you're listening to this, and if you are listening to these updates regularly, this is a message for you. You guys have evolved to a very high level in your spiritual advancement and in your spiritual growth. And I feel like a lot of you who are listening are going to relate to that of being an old soul. And a lot of you are going to resonate with feeling misunderstood, who are going to feel a little isolated in their journey, who have been on this great quest, this search for unconditional love and for fulfillment, and also this energy of acceptance. Like they're kind of, I just heard in my head, where are my people at? Where are my people? Where is the love? And that's exactly what I'm hearing is a lot of you have hit this point in your life and in this evolution that you've looked around and most people just cannot reach the depth that you have. And that has bothered you, that has troubled you. And most light workers are very ahead of their time. So we're purposely placed here to raise the vibration here on earth, to raise and increase the knowledge and the love here on earth. So yes, we are going to feel a little alone sometimes. We're going to feel misunderstood. We're going to feel that lack of acceptance and sometimes that lack of connection with others. So they're kind of showing me that being a downer for a lot of us, where it's just like, you know, you go meet a bunch of people and you're just like, nobody's at that level of depth. I just can't really get there with these people. And it's not that they're bad people, it's just they're not there with their level of awareness. So a lot of you who have been drawn to my podcast, I am just hearing this affirmative. You guys are old souls. You are these divinely assigned light workers here who are going to have these feelings, and we're going to have to traverse through that. But what's so beautiful is this week we're getting this very strong awareness drop in of our quest, which is how can I anchor more love in on the earth? And how can I find those individuals who can reach that element of love? And that's the thing they really want us to realize and acknowledge this week. Not everybody can love the way you love. Not everybody can anchor in that sort of power, okay? And they're just kind of showing me a lot of people that are here on earth right now walking along on their journey with their hearts closed. But you are not like that, my friend. And I'm really hearing a strong message to not take it personally when people cannot get to that depth of love that you can. You're here to show people this love. You're here to teach people how to love at the capacity you do. You are here to wipe the tears from the faces of those who've been so hurt because they've never known a touch of love. They've never felt that depth that you bring. So I'm really hearing this week, we are learning to step into our authenticity, and instead of feeling judged, instead of feeling like we need to hide because people will not understand, we choose differently. We decide to step into our light. We decide to propel our love no matter where we are, because we're starting to realize this is our divine mission. This is why we're here, is we're here to be love. We're here to anchor it in. So if you're someone you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be, you feel like your relationships are just not fulfilling, you need to remind yourself of this message this week. You are so full of love. You are the embodiment of love on earth. So how can you take that power, that very sacred gift of your own heart, and share it free? Don't hide it anymore. Don't hide because you're afraid people won't understand you. People won't accept you. Maybe they won't. But you can give yourself this gift of freedom and connect with this awareness of oneness. And this was so important this week. We need to drop the delusion we have that we are different, that we are not in alignment. Okay? So what they're kind of showing me is this illusion that we aren't connected. This illusion that others are not a part of who we are. And they're showing me a bit of this protection and this disconnect that a lot of us have put in place because we don't want to get hurt, right? So we get this defense that comes up. But if we are to fulfill our divine life purpose of being unconditional love, we need to drop the shields. We need to drop this opinion, or even, honestly, a bit of judgment that we might put upon others as they're judging me. They're this way, they're that, so I can't get close to them. I can't align with them. What is standing in the way of you cultivating unconditional love? So even if this person is different from you, even if this group of individuals, even if this space, is not necessarily what you're about, that's okay. But how can you cultivate more oneness in your life? So this is where it was so important that we learned how to shift the energy. So if you are in a situation, once more, that you're not happy with, if you're in relationships that you're not happy with, how can you send love to those situations? How can you send love to the problem you're facing? And pray daily that this situation, this conflict, this hurt, this protection mechanism that you have can come back to harmony, can come back to oneness. Okay? Because I'm really hearing you're not being judged anymore, not to the extent that you think. There's a lot of us that have just had such pasts where we were so shunned or rejected and hurt, and we're still carrying that in our hearts into this new chapter. So I'm really hearing, really check in. So we had this reminder a couple weeks ago here in the energy updates. What are you really believing? Is this belief still true? And where is there just emotions that are surfacing right now that need to be honored, that are being triggered through this for me to clear? Because they're kind of showing me the emotional fog that kind of blocks you from the clarity of the real situation. So once again, we're falling prey to the illusion of disconnect. We're falling prey to the illusion that you are different from me and I need to protect myself from you. When these are different people, this is a different circumstance, This isn't your past anymore. So how can we shift the energy and wake up to the truth? I am a new person. I'm in a new chapter. The old rules don't apply anymore. Where do we need to clear the old of the emotions, honor them, feel them, express them, and then choose differently, choose to see things differently. So once more, this is where energy work will be so, so wonderful for those of us who practice and who need help. Shift the energy, send love to the situation. Wrap whatever it is you're going through in love, and you will be amazed at what starts shifting. Okay, so from here on, let's move on. So where can you connect more with the power of oneness? So conflict versus peace. What would you rather be in? Choose peace. Let your soul be light. Find the miracle of you. Express yourself without restraint. Move forward in harmony. Let your soul wander. For when you drop into love, into innocence, you set yourself free. Okay, this is so amazing. So once again, we have this very clear-cut message this week. Are you in conflict or are you in peace? And what are you choosing? So each day, make the conscious decision to choose peace, okay? And this is what's so cool is when we choose peace and we choose oneness and we choose to stay true to the most authentic parts of ourselves, which is unconditional love, freedom emerges from this. And we're learning once more, maybe I don't need to have the perfect set of circumstances. Maybe I just need to be whole and one with love. And once more, the miracle happens. And you start seeing, I was the miracle. I am the one who delivers the miracle in my life by making this conscious choice every single day to resolve conflict, to be in peace, to honor my love, to honor my vessel, to honor my soul. And it becomes as simple as that. So they're kind of showing me someone who's been overcomplicating things, someone who's been stressed, someone who's been trying to find the answers. And they're just like, your answer is love. Just be love. And it is amazing what miracles manifest from that space as opposed to the opposite. And this is where we then realize that if I'm going to be in love, if I'm going to be in that energy, if I am going to be true and authentic to me, that means expressing myself. And they're showing me how this has really been coming up in the collective is this need, this desire to be expressed in this world, to be honored and have their voice be heard. So you might have been noticing this yourself in your journey where it's like, you know what? I want to be heard now. I want to share myself with this world. I'm so sick of being on the sidelines. I'm so sick of like pretending that everything's fine when I need to speak about this or I need to express my unique gifts. So a lot of us are going to be waking up to these divine callings and we're like, okay, God, universe, pick me. I'm ready to get out there. So they're just like, it's just small steps. Start expressing yourself at every opportunity you have. So they're kind of showing me making this daily intention every single day. How can I express myself more? Making that an intent. So when people offer you an opportunity, and even if they don't, how can I share my opinion? How can I say what I believe? How can I have a voice? And they're showing me how our voice has been swallowed up by life. So maybe we're in a situation where we don't really feel like people understand us. So we've kind of just kept quiet. Well, don't be quiet anymore. Don't be shy anymore. Don't hold back anymore. You have enough space for others to let them share their truth. So why can't you share yours? So I'm really hearing like, let other people get to know you now. let other people see you. And the more you open yourself up, the more you open yourself up to abundance, oneness, and further connection. So I'm really hearing just be love. Move forward in love. Express yourself through love. And this is what brings this harmony, this energy, this balancing of the scales finally comes in, and I'm hearing you've learned your lesson. So if those of you who've started this new chapter and it's not started the way you planned, it hasn't turned out the way you thought, how can you see this as a blessing in disguise? How has this actually been a lesson in unconditional love? How has this been a lesson in learning oneness? And once again, you've been praying for a life of love. So in order to reach this level of actual love, pure, unjudgmental love, we have to transcend these belief systems that keep us small, that keep us divided, that keep us in lack. So I'm seeing this week, a lot of us are going to wake up to these understandings of where we've been really thinking small, where we've been believing small, where we've been actually propelling division, where we've been propelling, you're different from me, and that's not okay. Or I need to protect myself because you're different from me. We're transmuting this energy. And this is, as a result, rising us up into greater spheres of love. And it's unbelievable. Like, imagine transcending all the drama of Earth. Okay? Give yourself that moment to think about. Give yourself that moment of like, what would it feel like if I transcended all the drama? All of the things we see in the news, all of the things that people deal with on a daily basis, all of the lack mentality, all of the grind, all of the 9 to 5. Like, what if I just transcended all of those details for a minute and just like let my soul just soar and sing and be happy and do what I love and propel that love and release any division with others within my life? Any conflict, I just resolved it. What a shift. Like, can you imagine how free you could live your life when you no longer attach to division and separation in your life? Could you imagine? You know, this is where, like, I often refer to this, but this is where the story of Christ comes in, where it's like he was at such an elevated space of love that the people who were hanging him up to kill him, he could forgive them. He could look at them with total love and be like, okay, I understand. This is my journey. Like, could you imagine getting to that space of love where even those who hate you, you could see right through them and be love anyway? Not let it stall you, stop you from your mission? That is true freedom, my friends. That is true elevated love, where you no longer care or even draw attention to the persecution that's happening towards you, to the people who say this or that. You won't even care anymore because you're so in your love, you're so in your soul's mission, you're not even going to bat an eye in that direction. So this is this amazing elevation that we are ascending to. This is what we've been asking for. This is what we've been praying for. A life of love. It's truly amazing. And what's cool is we then set ourselves free, because this applies to our own personal journey as well. Where have we been holding guilt or shame around ourselves and our truth, around who we are? And where has that been putting a divide between us and the unconditional love of the universe and the love of others in our lives. So as an example, someone who's thought they were absolutely worthless. And even if unconditional love is given to them, they deny it because it's like, well, I can't even fathom that anyone could love me. See how that disconnects us. See how that separates us from the unconditional love of the universe for you. So this week we might get illumination to these heart chakra blockages, okay? And this goes without judgment, okay? We have to be human. We're going to have these moments where we are going to judge people. We are going to look at them and go, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to be able to, love this person. Or ourselves. I don't know how on earth I'll be ever able to love myself. Or forgive myself. Or clear the stories of the past. But see how you've just put a limit on your love? It's time to set yourself free. So I'm hearing this week, pray. You don't have to do this by yourself. This is an amazing thing that you're doing just by being willing to be loved, being willing to put yourself out there. That's a huge step forward, and you need to congratulate yourself for that. You need to be encouraging yourself for every single step forward you take in this journey, in this mission of being who you are on this earth, because it's not easy. It's difficult. It's hard. Your journey to healing is hard, but you can do it. And I'm really hearing this week, when we connect with the childlike innocence within us, we release the hard. Okay, so this is once again the shift in energy that we can claim for ourselves. So they're showing me someone who's been viewing life as an adult. Responsibilities, obligations. I have no time for that. This has to come first. Duty, all of this. And then they're just like, screw that. I just want to be a kid again. And the doors just like spring wide open because you shifted the energy. Now, once again, this doesn't mean we just like forget our obligations and forget our responsibilities and forget our lives, but we need to find this balance where it's like, can I just give into my joy? Can I just reconnect to the innocent parts of myself and let those parts be expressed and let those parts be heard and honored and valued and prioritized too? And this is the magic that happens because then we start forgiving ourselves. We start seeing the more that we're in this energy of play, of fun, of deservingness, of taking what we need and having fun in our lives, the more we start cultivating, I deserve abundance. I deserve love. I don't have to deny myself my own want anymore. So it's quite incredible. We set ourselves free. It's amazing. So this is what channeled next, the birthplace of you. Your success, your brilliance is in your creativity. Okay, so did you know your birthright is success? So last week we had this illumination, like, how do you view success? What is success for you? Can you claim that it is your birthright to be successful? And to stop measuring your success in such a linear way. They're kind of showing me someone who's constantly looking at social media. So some of us need like a social media detox. We need to stop looking at what others are doing. We need to stop being so connected to every little thing that happens in the world, all the trends, all of this and that. They're like, if you just shut off all of that, stepped away for a minute, how do you think your life would change if you had absolutely zero idea what was trendy? If you had zero idea what societal standards were, if you had zero idea what the perfect body was supposed to look like, do you think you'd just love yourself? Do you think you'd just be like, measure your own success so much differently? So once again, we need to be very aware of where these comparisons are coming in. Like, what are you comparing yourself to? The highlight reel? Magazines, social media, movies, entertainment? Like, what are you really doing? Take a break from all that. Stop looking at what others are doing. Just take a total pause. And I'm really seeing some of us really need to do that, because it's going to help us wake up to, hey, like, my day could be so different. My thoughts could be so different. My mentalities for life could be so different, because they would be based on not what other people are doing, but on what I'm doing, what I see as success, what I deserve. And everything you would do would be so based in authenticity. Okay? This is what's so amazing, is we're learning to really draw our attention and focus back to ourselves and to what is actually authentic, what is actually in alignment. So once more, a bit of homework this week. If you can take a step back, start writing out a list. What would I do if this wasn't an issue? What would I do if I had a magic wand and could create any life for myself? If I knew there was nothing holding me back, what would I be doing? So once again, the income, the money, the situation, the circumstance, the relationship, what would you do if none of that mattered? Right? What would you be doing? So this is what's so cool, is like they're saying your brilliance is actually in your creativity. So what have you created for yourself? Has your life been a bunch of roadblocks? Well, where is that being propelled in your energy body? Where is your energy actually holding on to a frequency of I can't, stop, don't go ahead, no movement forward? Like, where have you literally been putting up stop signs in your energetic reality that propel into your physical reality? So if you don't believe you're ever going to get there, there's going to be a block. There's going to be always something that gets in your way, because are you allowing something to always get in your way before you just take the leap, before you just say yes to yourself, right? So this is the line of thought we need to be going down this week, is really getting clear. And yes, this is deep work. This is deep on subconscious level work. But it's really amazing, because we're seeing the power we have. It's really amazing because we're really seeing we can create a brand new future for ourselves, a brand new life starting today, starting now, by really reconnecting with our souls and reconnecting with love and what is actually possible for ourselves. So your brilliance is in your creativity. What do you want to create? So expand your horizons. Where have you been too locked in, too restrained, not free to flow? Practice letting go. So if you're like, I don't know where to start with this, I have no clue how to change my reality, I have no clue how to do this. If this is just too big and too overwhelming or too deep, you need to take a step back. And the homework is step into your divine feminine. So what can help you step into the energy of flow? What can help you step into the energy of receiving, of fun, of pleasure, of play? So I'm seeing this practice of releasing all that's bothering you, releasing all that's hanging you up. So what actually lets you do that? So for a lot of us, it's going to be that physical movement this week. So they're really showing me this highlight around that. When we're physically moving our bodies, when we go for a walk in nature, when we connect with grounded Mother Earth, when we do a good workout, we do some, yoga, whatever it is, they're actually really highlighting dance and music as well this week. When we do those things, we're not thinking about anything. We're like in our bodies. We're in the experience. So same goes with fun. So what's something that like makes you cry laughing? What's something that captures your full attention and puts you into the present moment? Those are the things we need to be doing a lot of. So I'm hearing like, this is what's going to help you embrace yourself. This is going to help you embrace your natural rhythms and flows within your body, within your soul, within the energies. And once more, this is going to help us get out of the confusion, get out of what's frustrating us, and reconnect with ourselves in a whole new way. So if anything, start there. You know, deep subconscious work can be daunting, but it doesn't need to be. So I'm really hearing like, just start with affirmations, start with a meditation every day, start things that are positive. So if you're going into an environment you loathe, if you're like, say you're having a hard time with your work situation, how can you start your day the brightest you've ever been? How can you listen to something that's so uplifting, so positive, that it just pumps you up, that just fills your cup with love? You know, can you start your day with yoga? Can you start your day with affirmations? Can you start your day with positive information that pump you up? And then shifting the energy when you're at work. What can I do to make this more enjoyable for me? How can I be more myself in this environment? How can I stop containing myself or restraining myself? How can I be all of me? And this is those little changes that make a big change. So then we have, notice parts of you that are still in resistance to flow, to safety. So this is now taking us into another level of nervous system dysregulation. So some of us are needing to look at that. You know, where are we just too stressed? Where are we too afraid? Where are we too like, okay? Because that can actually play a huge role in this inability to slow down, this inability to receive, this inability to course correct in these areas. So if you struggle with high stress, if you struggle with your nervous system or slowing down in general, this is where we need to be looking in. How can I support now my physical vessel? What are things I can do that can balance my nervous system? So they're actually showing the importance of supplements and self-care. So some of us, we might be lacking vital nutrients. So look at that. How's my diet? What am I intaking? Do I need a little extra support right now? If you're really stressed, if you've had a huge change, that puts strains on your body. Even exciting changes put strains on your body because it's like, oh my God, it's an energy. It's a nervous energy. So how can we come back to our calm? How can we come back to balancing the body? So they're showing me breath work. They're showing me supplements. They're showing me self-care treatments. Like, really indulge yourself this week. So book a massage. Book some Reiki, book a self-care treatment, okay? These are the things we need. So what came from there was dote on yourself and see how your productivity rises. See what happens when you remove all expectations for yourself in your life and drop into peace. You are doing the very best that you can at every given moment. Bloom and blossom where you are planted. Don't wish anything another way. Drop into stillness, into love each day. Okay, so this was very cool. So we have this amazing awareness coming in this week that when we actually meet our needs, when we remove any of these expectations from this is what life needs to be, this is what the situation should be. When we remove that lack of like, this isn't working, this isn't happening, they're not giving me what I need, this isn't giving me what I need, and we shift that, it's amazing. It allows us to once again see how we can solve this problem, how we can be the leader, how we can actually bloom where we're planted no matter where that is. Okay, it's really, really cool. So I'm seeing get rid of unrealistic expectations, dote on yourself, Love yourself. Pour all that energy into you. Just how can I be more love? How can I soak in more love? Make that the priority every single week. Once again, this doesn't have to be complicated. What would love do today? What can I do to be in my love today? How can I fill my love cup more? Right? And then we stop hating where we're at. We start seeing the blessings instead. When we have zero expectations of what things need to be and we just start taking things as they come, magic happens. Things transform. So they're showing me this total release of these expectations and this total acceptance drop in of, I am where I'm supposed to be. This is okay. I can do this. And you make your own reality. And this is the lesson you're meant to learn right where you are. So don't wish it away. Drop into stillness and into love each and every day. So from there, we have sticky relationships. So this moves into our relationships this week for sure. So where are we wanting to leap over challenges? Keeping things at bay. This is not the way now. The way is through love. Love for others and unconditional love for yourself. Be an angel on earth. This is so beautiful. Okay, so some of us might hit some road bumps this week when it comes to relationships. Some of us might be like, you know what? This is just isn't very fulfilling, or this person's just too different than me. You might have those struggles, okay? But once again, what is this teaching you? What is this showing you? Okay? And a lot of us just want to avoid it. Okay? And that's very fair. We're human. We're like, I just don't want to even deal with this right now. I just want to be in my love and light. Now, be careful because this could be bypassing. Okay? So this week, if this happens, try to face it. Try to look at it. Try to see this is my lesson right now, and it's going to just keep propelling until I actually pay attention. So if there is someone in your life that is irritating you, that is irking you, that you feel like you're being judged by, or you're judging yourself, okay, that's okay. That's all right. There's always room for any emotions we're feeling. We're human, okay? Just don't bypass it. Address it. Look at it. What is it that this person is triggering in me? What is it about this situation that I don't want to face, that I want to avoid? Why? Why are you wanting to avoid it? Why are you not wanting to look at it? And for a lot of you, it's tying back to your expression, your throat chakra, your heart. Okay, they're really showing me, I want to be myself. I want to be free to be myself. And I want to express my heart. I want to be seen and loved for all of who I am. That's what all of us want. We want people in our lives that can love us for all of who we are. And it's really devastating. It's really hurtful. Well, we can't be all of who we are. We feel that we can't be all of who we are. Okay? But this is where the healing comes in. This is where we have to release the hurt that we felt throughout our lives from judgment, from shame, from separation, and move into that space of Christ consciousness. You may not understand me. You may not be at that level of awareness, of love that I'm at, but I don't have to take that personally anymore. I don't have to be hurt by this anymore. I can accept you where you are. And I can see you for who you are. Because they're showing me you're so perceptive. You can see into people. You can see where a person is acting from their level of awareness, from their personal trauma, or where they're just too closed off right now. So how can you accept that situation. And once again, not trying to change it, not trying to change them, not having unrealistic expectations. Okay, so once again, we have to release expectations of what life needs to be, of who people should be. Where do you need to let them be themselves and let you be yourself? So this goes deep. Some of us are going to get triggered and this awareness is going to drop in. This is why. Why won't this person let me be myself? Let's flip that around. Why am I not letting myself be myself? This is what we got to do. We got to look at the mirror this week. We're going to get a lot of triggers, perhaps, and this is why. Your triggers are mirrors. They are echoes of what is really going on within yourself. This is an alarm bell of healing for you. So what triggers you specifically about this person, this situation, this place? And then turn it around and go, where am I still not free? And this heals all, because once again, this then liberates you. It shows you it's not really about this person. This person was given to you, assigned to you in this life to help you learn something very pivotal about yourself, about love. Have you noticed that? Every single person in your life holds a lesson for you. But you don't have to learn your lesson through judgment or separation anymore. You're now ready to heal through love. You're ready to go, you know what? Okay, thank you. Thank you for this lesson. I needed this. And now this is only going to elevate me further in love rather than division. So they're kind of showing me this want to just cut things off. Once again, bypass, cutting this person out of my life. Okay, maybe that has been necessary, but how can you come back to this healing of the situation? So if there was a situation in your past where you had to cut someone off or some hurt really took place, if you go back to that situation, does it still hurt? Does it still bother you? Is it still festering? And if so, how can you send love to that situation? And once again, pray for that help. Help me, universe. Help me, God. Help me, guides, angels, spirit team, however you want to address the universe that resonates for you. How can you wrap this hurt, this wound in love? How can you wrap this person in love? And how can you change my viewpoint towards this person, my perspective towards this person, and allow myself to feel all the things I need to feel along the way? So they're showing me this release of anger, this release of resentment, this release of hurt, because we're like, wow, okay, I needed to learn what they offered me. And I don't want to hold on to hurt anymore. I don't want to hold on to resentment anymore. And that's what you cut off. It's the hurt. It's the resentment. It's the things that don't serve you anymore. That's what you cut away. And you become free. Isn't this amazing? Woo! Such amazing information. Life-changing situation. So claiming innocence, there is nothing you need to hide or endure. You are you in the end. Safety is needed. Take into account all of your blessings and leap forward. It is done. Leave it alone. Be at peace. Mistakes will follow you home. Okay, this was a belief that your mistakes are going to follow you. Feeling haunted, a tainted vision. It is time to break free. Learning from your lessons in record time. Healing is evident. Even the way you walk, speak, dress, confidence is here. Dress for success, becoming the person you want to be. Born of success, born of peace, claiming your worth, whole and unencumbered. So this was really beautiful. So we're getting this wake-up call through this healing experience, through this elevated understanding of what real love is and what real love entails, even when it comes to ourselves. And this allows us to claim our humanness, our innocence. Okay, so they're showing me the slate being wiped clean, because as we start to forgive others, we forgive ourselves. And that is the true beauty, is we then realize we don't have to shame ourselves anymore. We don't have to hold on to these hurts anymore, because we're starting to finally wake up to our worthiness. I do deserve a life free from hurt and pain and from my past. I deserve to see myself as pure and innocent and beautiful. And that's exactly what you are. You are magnificent. You are innocent. So wipe that slate clean. Okay, forgive yourself. Leave all that pain in the past. Okay? And you're waking up. You're starting to see there's nothing you need to hide anymore. There's nothing you need to endure or suffer through anymore, because you don't deserve that. You don't deserve to stay in suffering. You don't deserve to endure an arduous life. You deserve to shine. You deserve to be front and center, my beautiful friend. Okay? Now, what's super funny about this is they're actually showing me like this rejuvenation of the face, of the skin, of putting our faces out there. So some of us might literally be doing things to rejuvenate our skin, but I really feel this is almost like a spiritual upgrade, because it's like the minute we stop hiding, the minute we put down the mask, and we're just our authentic selves, and we no longer have to shame ourselves for it, we no longer have to endure suffering, our face changes. Because it's no longer the face of suffering. It's no longer the face of hurt. It's no longer the face of shame and doubt. It is the face of your soul. The face of who you truly are. And it shines through. And they're actually showing me this make physical changes in our appearance. And it's funny because this actually came up the past couple weeks as well, where our physical vessel mirrors our internal struggles and our internal perspectives. So once again, are you feeding love into your body? Are you feeling love into your appearance? Or the opposite? So the moment we free ourselves from this entrapment, from this illusion of separation, from this illusion of I'm bad, I'm wrong, I'm not good enough, whatever the story, the physical starts to mirror this. And your energy once more becomes infectious. It becomes magnetic. So you are you. And that's what's so cool. They're like, in the end, you are you. You stop trying to change it. You are you. It's time to embrace the beauty of you and your authentic self. So take an account of all your blessings and leap forward. It is done. Leave it alone. Be at peace. So when they're saying it is done, it was almost like your past. Your past is done. Leave it alone. Be at peace. And this whole mistakes will follow you. And you're feeling haunted. You're feeling like, oh my God, all my mistakes are going to come to fruition. When's the next bad thing going to happen? Because I deserve it. I made a mistake in the past. That's gone. It's leaving. Okay? Learning your lessons in record time. So you're choosing to just be like, no, I'm not going to have the next bad thing come. I'm waiting for the next best thing to come. And you're shifting your mindset. I don't deserve to be punished anymore. So there's no need for anything to haunt me. Okay, so we're snipping the cords. They're showing me trimming these energies off of you. Being like, bye. Bye. We're gladly waving goodbye to those things. I don't want to hold on to this anymore. I'm done punishing myself. I'm ready to live. So you're learning your lessons in record time. Healing is evident. Even the way you walk, speak, dress, your confidence is here. This is so cool. So get yourself a new wardrobe. Dress nice. Look good. Care about your appearance. Make the effort. Because the more you make the effort to feel good about yourself, to look good, to feel confident and empowered, the more you're going to echo out that frequency. So dress for success, becoming the person you want to be. So it's so funny. They're actually kind of showing me someone who's battled with that. Like, I don't know how to dress. Or maybe people have been like, you can't wear that. Or you shouldn't wear this. Or you don't have the body to wear that. Like, these old like bully mentalities when it comes to even what you wear. And then they're kind of showing me us hiding behind clothes or just not bothering because we're like, you know what? I just want to be safe. I want to feel safe. No, this is the time to be daring, to be bold, to put yourself out there. So get the outfit. Put on that outfit. Feel like $1,000,000. Don't stop yourself anymore. Don't wait till you lose weight. Don't wait till you look a certain way. Don't wait till someone gives you the green light. If you love it, wear it. Be so full in yourself. And isn't that the truth? Like when you see someone who's very confident, you don't even like really notice what they're wearing. You're just kind of like, wow, that's presence. And that's what they're showing me is us stepping into this entire energy and embodying this energy of pure confidence. This is me. And you're embodying it. It's amazing. It's really, really amazing. So, final message for this reading. Angels are on your side. You can be now. I'm just hearing you can be powerful. You can be powerful. Nothing's holding you back anymore. Nothing will stand in your way. Now you are ready to grab the bull by the horns and live your life. To be you unapologetically. To be in love every single day and fully recognize that that is exactly what you've always deserved. So my friends, what a reading. Holy moly. I feel pumped after this reading. So amazing. These messages, so amazing what we are accomplishing. This is freedom. This is the year that we are going to be liberated. So really look at those things. Where are you not free? Where are you holding back? Where are you staying small? It's time to be big. So my beautiful friends, let me know how this reading resonates for you. And I'm sending you all the love in the world. Have a beautiful week. Bye-bye.